Hello. Uh, Today we are going to talk about some more about that procedure, and later we will also be talking about the call by reference and the call by value. But before that, let's see some more examples using some procedure. So yesterday we discussed that sub procedure is a procedure how we can distribute a program containing some processes, uh, statements, etc. Let's see one more example of that. Let's pass the parameter. Since we are passing the parameter, so we have to pass a parameter here as well. Now let's print the series from 1 to a, there is 1 to 10. Let's use a loop for I equals to 1 to 10. Next I print, sorry, I this one. So nothing we have done, and in yesterday video what we saw there, if we don't pass the parameter, then this call statement, the keyword, it becomes optional. We can call the procedure without using call, but when we pass the parameter, then it becomes mandatory. Now let's see what is the output. So look here, here is the output 1 2 3 4 5 7 8 9 10. Yes. In this case we can see, so this part, it is the actual argument, this is the parameter, we can also say formal parameter, and so on. So sub procedure is a very simple program, or even the procedure in which we can write a program by breaking the main program into smaller pieces. So from here to here, this is the main program. This first line, it is the declaration line. So this is the main module, this is the sub module. So nothing more. So that's all. And let's see one more example here. Uh, if we want to pass the string, we can also do that. Let's pass the string. Let's use a variable here. Then variable. That's all. Now let's run the program. What is going to happen? So it is giving us 1 2 3. So how? Len means length of string. That is USA, and we are passing the string. So we have to put the dollar symbol here, and So that string we can pass while calling the procedure over here, and then finds the length of that string to this $8, and that is printed from here. Since the length of the string is 3, so it prints first 1, then 2, then 3. That's all. Now you may have one question there: what will happen if we don't put this dollar sign? Okay, let's do that. So look here, in the window downside there is a illegal string number conversion and current line, means we don't accept that, so there must be a dollar symbol. That's all. So in very simple way we can write a program using sub procedure. I hope you understood about this one. If any questions, just use the comment box or you can the chat box. Now today we are going to talk about call by reference and call by value. So what is the meaning of call by reference and call by value? So first let's see what is the call by reference. So reference means the address of a variable we are going to use while calling the procedure. So simply we can use a process of calling the procedure in which we pass the address, not the value, to the calling procedure instead of actual value. And by default, whenever we pass any that variable, actually it passes the address. So that's very simple. Now, and next is the call by value. First, let's see how this call by reference works. Let's open a new file. Let's save first. Let's declare first. Declare sub call by reference. CLS. Let's take a variable equals to 5. Let's print calling equals to, yes, 5. Now let's call the function, and let's call the procedure. So call cr a print try calling a equals to in sub cr. Let's take the parameter here in sub. Since we are passing the parameter, let's pass the parameter here x. So x, let's do some changes here. So x equal to x plus 5. Now what will happen there? Let's run the program. So look here, it is displaying first 5, then 15. Yes, first 5, then 15. So what is the meaning of this? In first attempt, actually we are printing 5 from here. Okay, let's close it. So it is giving us 5 from here. That's fine. Now we are calling the function and that procedure. And when you call this module, the procedure what happens? this 5, it is passed to x, which copy to x. The value of x is increased by 10, that becomes 15, and 15 is assigned to a. Now this a, it becomes 15, and that 15 is printed from a. So this is called call by reference. Means whenever actually we pass a value, then that variable it passes its address, not the value. It's very simple there. So this concept is called call by reference. Now let's talk about call by value. Call by value, it is also a method or process in which we pass the data to the calling procedure or the module, and in this whatever mostly we don't get the changes. Yes, we don't get the changes. In previous program we got the changes, but in this whatever we don't find any changes there after calling the procedure. And whenever we use this call by value, then we use separate parentheses for the variable. So how? Let's use same program here. Save as call by value. Now let's change the module name, call by value, call by value, call by value. Okay, that's fine. Yes, nothing more we have to do here. Let's run the program. So we are getting 15. It means we are using that call by reference. Now in call by value, what we have to do there? We have to put extra parentheses. I just said that. Now let's run the program. So look here, we are getting the 5 and 5. So in this what happens? In this what happens there? A, it is printed from here. Now it calls the module. When it calls, it transfers the value to x. Now in this case, since we are using parentheses, it does not transfer the address, it transfers the real value 5. Obviously x becomes 15, but when it is called, then what happens? This value a, it overrides a. So again it becomes a, means we don't see the changes. So this is called by value. I hope you also got this one. If any confusion, let me know. So same example is here. Now let's see what is the formal and actual parameter. Formal and the actual parameter, actual arguments. So let's see with the example here. In same example we can see. In this example, so we are passing one parameter. So all the variables we pass while declaring or while using the definition part of module, then that becomes formal parameter, and the variable or the values we pass while calling the procedure. So that is called actual parameter or the argument. So A is actual argument, X is formal parameter, X is formal parameter. That's all, nothing more. In this way we can also work this one. Let's see one more example of this one. Uh, uh, let's save it first. Now let's create a new file here. Declare sub parameter. Let's pass to values here x, y. Okay, CLS. Let's call the module parameter. Now we have passed two parameters. So this x and y are called formal parameter. Yes, it's very simple there. And next is uh, let's take let's pass two values at that 12 comma 13 in sum parameter. So a sum equals to a plus b int sum is sum int sum. Now let's run it. So here is the output. Sum is 25. Yes, it's fine. Now x and y. So these are called formal parameters. When we declare that, when we use the definition part of the module, then they are called the formal parameter. X and y, they are formal parameter. A and b, they are also formal parameter. And when you talk about the values or the variables we are using while calling the procedure, they are 12 and 13. So they are called actual parameter, or sometimes we also say argument. It's very simple there. So while calling whatever we use, then that becomes actual, and in an declare part or that definition part, whatever we use, then that becomes formal. It's quite simple. Now next is the local and global variable. So about local and global variable we'll be talking tomorrow. So this was for today, and if you like the video, just follow me. uh, if you have any comments or if you have any suggestion, let me know. Thank you.